but I'd given up smoking. I only smoked about 3 or 4 a day, but I'd given it up, and I was putting on weight. And you always find excuses for your body, and I felt incredibly tired, and I thought the tiredness and putting on weight was basically due to my age and giving up smoking. And then, but it's absolute, the tiredness is absolutely, you have no energy whatsoever. But you manage to do things because you have to. But I couldn't pass a bed without lying on it, basically. And finally, I went to the GP because I thought I had arthritis in my knees, and I'd put on 4 stone in weight at this stage. And whereas before, if I went on a diet, I could lose half a stone, but with this, nothing happened. If I went on a diet, I didn't lose any weight, and obviously the weight was, you know, on my knees, the pressure on my knees. So I went to the GP thinking I might have arthritis, and they sent me for a blood test, and it came back that I didn't have arthritis, but there was a problem with the blood test with the thyroid. And so I went back for another test, and it came back, and the thyroid function was obviously very, very low, because it had been about a year, and I hadn't done anything.
Okay, and so at what point did you start treatment?
I went back to the GP after the second test, and you started the treatment immediately, and you start on 25. It's micrograms. So you start.
Can you see those?
You start 25 micrograms of thyroxine. Then after 2 weeks you go up to 50. And then after 2 weeks you go up to 100. And the night that I'd taken the 100 tablet, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was just swelling. I looked like Elephant Man, frightened the children and horses, and my face had just absolutely swelled up. And what I didn't realise, when you're swelling on the outside, you're also swelling on the inside. So I literally took a tablet, one of my tablets for my problems with allergies. So, and that was good because it didn't take the swelling down, but it stopped me swelling anymore. Okay. And I went to the GP that morning.
And was that a reaction to the medication?
And it was a reaction to the thyroxine.
Okay, that's interesting. And that's when you realised, or you were allergic to thyroxine?
No, because, well, I thought there must be a problem.
Yeah. I
also came out in a rash from my ankles to my neck. I could have scratched for England. My GP wasn't there, and I saw a locum who was not helpful at all. And I said that I needed to see somebody, and she said she was too busy to write a letter for me, because I was so desperate with this itch. I said I'd paid privately to see a dermatologist. Anyway, she said she was too busy to write me a letter. So I literally went round to the hospital, to the walk-in clinic, and they were wonderful, and the nurses there said there's a doctor you can see immediately in the dermatology department. There's a clinic on, and they took me to see the doctor, and she insisted that I stop taking the thyroxine. Okay. She said it is the thyroxine that's bringing out the rash. So I stopped it. Meanwhile, I then had an appointment with the consultant at St George's Hospital, who I'd seen about the thyroid, and he couldn't believe that anybody could be allergic to actually something that the body actually manufactures. And he told me it was the drug that was taken. It's the most popular drug, even more than insulin, around the world. And he'd never heard of anybody having an allergy to it. Okay. But I had to stop taking it, and then tried several different things to see what they could do, and then eventually the lab came up with these tablets. Okay. And it hasn't been a problem. Okay. Except for the weight. And again. So these are maize and I think it might be maize and starch, but anyway, it's you know, I don't have an allergy to them.
And how long have you been on these tablets?
I think since about 2000 and I think it all kicked off in 2001. So probably I've been on these. I should think about 8 years now.
Okay, yeah.
Nearly 8 years.
Yeah. And have you had any more side effects or any shape or form with those?
No, it's just I have to be very, very careful on the weight.
Okay. So in terms of the diet you spoke of, what sort of diet do you what are you on? What do you eat?
Right. Well, I've eaten quite a lot lately because I've had it was Christmas and I do love food, and when my family came over from, my sister came over from America and my other sister came over from France, and it was a very social time, and we were visiting relatives and friends, and so there was a lot of eating out and meals and so forth. But I've just gone back on to Lighter Life, which is a diet I started about 2.5 years ago, and basically you get food packs, and if you stick to those food packs you will lose the weight.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so I've gone back on that, and they guarantee if you stick to the food packs you will lose 3 stone in 100 days.
And how does that work?
Well, I only started 2 days ago. Last time I went on it, I lost 4.5 stone.
Okay.
And I've been quite constant for about 18 months. But I've put the weight back on I've put on about 2.5 stone. So I need to lose that.
Okay. In terms of your condition, what's the prognosis of that? How will it evolve in time, or will it evolve in time, or?
I don't know. I think I need to go back to the doctor because I just get a repeat prescription, and you know, 8 years on, there might be something. There might be something to do with the diet, so that I don't have to be on a drastic diet for the rest of my life. Because, as I said, I like food, and I eat healthily. You know, salads and fruit. I don't eat. You know, I'm not a couch potato. And I don't. I mean, if it's a lot of women when they get this get diagnosed with depression because of the no energy. Your hair can fall out. Your skin gets very dry. Lots of things that will make a woman depressed and fat. So, and it can result in heart failure. So I don't, but you know, I think my heart is fine. I've got low cholesterol and low blood pressure.
Okay.
So, but then I do quite a lot of exercise.
Okay.
So, towards the end of the tablets, I get these for 3 months, and the last couple of weeks, my energy level goes right down because I don't think they're as effective towards the end of the 3 months. So I know that can be a bit of a problem with them. So I think I have to go back to the GP and see if there's anything else that's on the market. But seeing as there's hardly anyone who's allergic to thyroxine, I don't think there probably is. But I should go back and just see if there's anything.
Have you encountered anyone online that suffers from being allergic to also?
No.
So as far as you're concerned, you're actually the only person that...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's very funny because when I said to somebody that I'd been diagnosed with this, they said, oh, you'll be put on thyroxine and the weight will just fall off. And there was a programme on Radio 4 some months ago that in the 20s, when women wanted, you know, very slim bodies because of the boyish fashions, women took thyroxine to lose weight, and then this resulted in some women dying because obviously you can't take it unless you've got the thyroid problem. They banned it from only women that actually prescribed it for the thyroid problem could take it.
Okay.
But, so they actually used it as a diet control.
Okay, fantastic.